Dylan, the stage is all yours.
All right, thank you, everybody. Let me just bring this up. Can you see my screen? Not yet. Let me just go. Going around there. Can you see that screen there?
Yes, we can.
All right, great. That was, a couple of excellent presentations so far. I'll definitely get in contact. Currently, all of our algae farms are off the grid and using solar. So it's definitely something that we could collaborate with. Okay, so about algae tokens. So we aim to provide physical solutions to food, fuel, and climate issues using the blockchain technology, building dApps and smart contracts to initiate the creation of a DAO and offering sustainable products and services via Web3 technology. Okay, so the team consists of information system experts, microbiologists, chemical engineers, with expert legal and digital security advisors, and development support from GeniusX Genius Yield. With over 15 years experience in delivering algae farms. I go down here. Sorry, it's good. Last. We are worldwide leaders in microalgae research and delivering algae systems worldwide. With your support, the team can enable the public the opportunity to purchase real-world products from the Cardano blockchain. Okay, so there's many benefits of algae. I won't quite get into all of those at the moment, but it is an excellent way to convert CO2 into oxygen, excellent source of protein in all your nutraceuticals, and excellent for many other applications that can help with nutrients and also replacing current fuel. So we have quite a number of proposals. We have 6 proposals. We're focusing at the moment on the technology side. So I'll continue down. So to do this, what's required, we need to make smart contracts for supply chain tracking and management, quality control, enable purchases. This goes through inventory, logistics, and product authentication at the end of the line. So that's what's required here is smart contract coding, design, architecture, description, initialization, all the coding, implementation, documentation, and testing, testnet to a live version. So we're looking for a product marketplace and Web3 interactions through the website. So currently this is version 1 of the website, and where we will be looking at upgrading this. This was a simple version to get our idea out. We've been building this whole system with many algae angles involved to get on the blockchain for a number of years. We've got an interesting sort of infrastructure where we'll be building algae farms and revenue from that coming back to the token holders and also to expand farms. So that's more of the team. You can go to the website, and down the bottom of that is all the links for the social media. We also have a link tree. Okay, so we're looking at DAO governance. So also we'll be talking to you, Nin, about all your work, because I think it's fantastic. We're looking at digital blocking and certification and different levels of a DAO. So one for more technical voting on skills that scientists and engineers need to be involved, and then everyday voting for the public. So I like the idea of the quadratic voting. So I'd like to talk to you more about that. We're looking at, physical products onboarding. This requires the correct legal framework and business entities to be created. So we're talking to international and local law experts regarding that. I'm getting a lot of support. A main focus of this is education and marketing. So we need to let people know of the benefits to their health, climate benefits from doing this project, and also the benefits of onboarding onto the blockchain, how that can help assist. Having real world products being able to be purchased on the blockchain is really the next step to using the blockchain. So we'd like to help lead in that. So also, we'd like to, through education, we need to make videos, infographics, and sort of run some media campaigns to get people all involved in that. I'll just head back and unshare that. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much a quick rundown of this proposal. I guess if there's any questions, we're here to answer them.
Awesome, Dylan. Thank you so much for that. So I see this as an amazing entity because we at Konma were also planning on something along similar lines. In fact, we actually took out our proposal after we saw your proposal and it's like, hey, might as well collaborate instead of make the exact same one in another country. So somewhere along the same lines, they've already invested in a few farms in and around Europe, and they are going through their fundraising right now to basically take it to the next step. They weren't really concentrated on the product side of things more than just towards the general carbon credit and net carbon neutrality aspect of things. So that's one amazing avenue that we could see to help collaborate. And recently, Konma basically partnered up with Asia Institute of Design to basically get us like a lot of experienced designers for the Web3 space. So these designers are available for you. And similarly, we have a lot of marketing collaborations as well. In fact, we have one of them here with us. His name is Udalak. So they kind of experience with essentially marketing and getting the word out from the community and state like that. So we'll definitely get in touch with you on this and see how we can take this forward. But not much questions on my end. I'm opening the room up for the rest of you folks. Thank you so much for that, Dylan.
Yeah, thank you for your time. This is an amazing little space to present in. It's very different. Yeah, I think it's important for all the collaboration. In the algae world, there's a lot of space for collaboration and work. I think a lot of the algae community does communicate well together, but it will be great to get it more mainstream because it has so much potential for health and climate.
Absolutely. I believe George has a question. George, over to you.
Yeah. A very good presentation. Thanks, Dylan. And from an algae perspective, we hear it in the nutraceuticals, now with the algae token in the Cardano and space. I'm curious from a carbon credit perspective, how does it equate to, for example, we typically use the tree as a model. So tree carbon credit versus the algae token, like algae farm, for example, algae farm of 1 acre. A certain size and a tree, like is there a way to compare or understand or put it in like a baseline? This is what we are looking at.
Yeah, definitely. And I think one of our proposals is for ESG modeling, and that would go through sort of carbon credits and that. There's different methodologies to that, and we'll be looking for the best one that represents scientifically the best way for that carbon. We can look at input output for it, how much CO2 goes in and how much oxygen is created. That's one way for looking at how much, and plus the sort of weight of the products and things like that. We can look at actually how much carbon is in there. So I have done a lot of work in the past regarding carbon sequestration in trees, and it's a very tricky methodology. There's so many different factors. There's age and everything of trees, size of trees, different types of trees, different species, and also you've got the small foliage, there's the shrubs, and then also are sort of decaying or fallen over trees, things like that are still holding CO2. But with our process, because the algae needs sun, CO2, and nutrients to survive, we can monitor how much CO2 we're putting in, and then get a reasonable amount of understanding of how much CO2's come out from that. We can look at things like biochar, things like that for long-term storage. There's different methods involved, but then you also have to look at the actual process itself, and how much carbon that's using. You can then go further down into the logistics of the transport and how much CO2 that's using as well. So there's actually quite a lot involved, and you need to have your system boundaries there to be able to create, an accurate number. But for the actual, from inoculation to cultivation, that's a fairly easy step for us to calculate. And I would like to get some sort of infographics or some information out there regarding how, this relates to trees as well. Planting trees is an excellent thing to do. It does take a long time for trees to grow and to hold that CO2. Well, we're looking at technologies at the moment to actively get CO2 from the atmosphere, pump it in, turn it into oxygen. And we do it methodologically, where we only give this CO2 to the algae when it's needed. So it's not just going straight through sort of the water and out into the atmosphere, and sort of you're wasting the cycle. We do it only when it's needed, so it's not a wasteful process. I'm sorry, I've probably gone on a little bit too much, but I hope that sort of answered where I'd like to have those. That's part of the education, how it contributes to climate as well.
Thanks, Dylan. Thanks for that.
So, Dylan, thank you so much for that. So, folks, we have literally only 2 minutes for the next proposal, and I'm sure the next question is going to take a little bit more time than that. So, again, please do write down this question. This goes for Harsha and Nin. I'm again really sorry, but we'll give you a space right there in the back to just come in and talk. But thank you so much for that, Dylan. Feel free to send in your materials and your proposal link. I mean, we have your proposal link, but any other materials on chat, because we are compiling like a small list between all the collaborators over here, and we're planning to vote for like everyone like equally and all together. So we'll be getting in touch with you for that to see if we can take that aspect forward. I mean, the same goes to Jose and Nin and everyone else. But yeah, thank you so much for this.